Hello, and welcome back to this week's episode on the Parenting Collective. If you have ever stood at that checkout and watched the total climb and quietly wonder, how on earth did it get to that? Well, this conversation is for you because right now, so many of us are feeling the squeeze of the cost of living, and the grocery shop is just where a lot of that pressure lands. My guest today understands the grocery world from the inside out. Carol Ann Cates is an award winning author, a former grocery store owner, and a true grocery shopping expert, all the way from America. After decades in the grocery industry, Carol Ann now helps families cut their grocery bills without sacrificing good nutrition. And in this episode, we get really practical. Carol Ann shows how to plan affordable, family friendly meals, how to reduce food waste at home, and common sense habits that stretch your food dollars that little bit further. So we get into the questions we've all quietly wondered about, like whether food is really off the moment it hits that sell by date. And yes, can we actually freeze milk? You might be surprised by what the answer is. I hope you enjoy this conversation with Carol Ann as much as I did. And please let me know or even leave a review because I love hearing from you all. And remember, till next time, remember to try to be kind to yourself just a little bit more each day and that you are doing the best you can for you and your family and that your family loves you. Good morning, Carol Ann, and welcome to the Parenting Collective.
Good morning, Donna, or good evening from
Good
where I
evening.
am.
You are all the way in North Colorado.
Yes.
We are determined to get this episode done. I was just talking in the previous take before something happened with our computers that we had a fantastic chat for our podcast episode and we didn't record it. So we have to redo it again. So this is going to be even better, is what I think. So let's try and remember all the little glimmers that we were talking about. But firstly, I really loved the story and the journey about where you began way back when your parents owned a deli and what happened through your life to get to the place that you are now. I'd love for you to repeat that story for me.
Yes, I grew up in a corner market. My father was a grocer. He taught me how to select superior perishables, much like other parents teach their children the alphabet.
Hmm.
He taught me my most important lesson about cooking. It's the
Hmm.
quality of the ingredients you use is more
Yeah.
important than the recipe.
Mm.
After my parents died, I inherited co-ownership in the business my father founded. My family and I moved from Denver to Fort Collins to help run our stores. When we moved to Fort Collins, we had 2 grocery stores. When we closed, we had 6 grocery stores, a bakery production facility that was selected in-store bakery of the year in 1991 by Retail Bakers of America, and we had 9 pharmacy locations.
Wow.
We opened a 63,000 square foot store, which isn't big by today's standards, but was big by standards of those years. We opened it in December of 1998. 2 months after we opened it, the city closed the road in front of it. Our
Mm.
sales dropped from 390,000 a year to 190,000 a year. The road was closed for 6 months. We got behind with our supplier. They promised that when the road opened, they would turn it into a short-term note and we could pay it off over 5 years. But the day the road opened, they sent this lovely man whom I called Jack the Ripper. And he said, give us $1 million or give us your keys today.
Wow, that's terrible, isn't
Yeah, we negotiated with them until midnight that day. Every time they would beat us down and we'd accept their offer, they'd call the CEO and he would rescind it and make a worse offer. So when an offer had not been made, they went back to their corporate offices. We regrouped and decided to fight them. We fought them in federal court. The case was dismissed because they had RICO violations, but it cost us $1 million.
it?
We
Wow.
had to sell one of our locations back. Lawyers are expensive. We had
Yeah.
to, yeah,
Well,
we
you'd
had to
rather give
sell,
the lawyers to that dodgy Jack the Ripper.
yes.
It's a lot of
So
money,
we,
though.
yeah, we had to sell one of our locations and lease it back in order to pay our legal bills, but it put us into a downward spiral.
Mm.
We also had a very trusted employee that embezzled over $500,000 right at that same
Goodness,
time.
that's terrible.
So we did file for Chapter 11 in February of 2001. We had our plan approved in August, and then 9/11 happened, and people changed their buying habits. And
Hmm.
then Super Walmart, I don't know that you have Walmart, but
We
it's
don't
like
know.
Costco.
Yeah, we have Costco, which I love.
Yeah,
I love Costco. Love it. But it's only quite new here, so that sort of bulk purchasing thing's quite new here in Australia.
yeah. So Super Walmart opened, and it takes 3 months to get your sales back when a new grocery store opens. So our creditors forced us into bankruptcy.
Oh, wow, gosh, that's a tough time.
It was a tough time. Our bankruptcy made the front page of our local paper 11 out of 14 days. So everyone we
Oh,
knew,
new. Everyone knew about it.
yeah.
Mm.
And I thought the story of the mom and pop fighting the big corporations would be a good memoir, which I've been working on and I'm going to finish
Oh,
this year.
great. And what was that called again? Did you have a title for it
Uh,
yet, or couldn't remember?
Busted but not broken.
That's right. I think that's a great one because that's life. That's a really great meme for
Yeah,
life, isn't it? You know, when life gets tough. But you had a big, what was that, 10 odd years of financial stress with that. That's really,
yeah.
really, really sad, yeah.
Yeah. So I drove my husband crazy.
Hmm.
Um, my favorite job at the supermarket was to create recipes for our ads. So if we had chicken breasts on sale, I did a chicken recipe.
Oh,
He
great.
said, "You have all these wonderful recipes. Why don't you do a cookbook?" I put them
Mm.
together. I put my recipes, there's 367 recipes in
Wow.
my cookbook, Secret Recipes from the Corner Market. It was selected as a top 10 favorite by the Denver Post food staff and has won 3 national awards. To
Wow.
set myself apart, I included grocery insider wisdom on how to select and store perishables.
Yeah, that's a good
Uh,
idea.
I am the only award-winning grocery store owner that I know of that is a former grocer.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I hadn't done social media, so I started doing it in
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah. It's a funny thing,
And
isn't it, to start doing as you get older and it's like I think about with social media, someone told me it's like your storefront. So you've got to get over yourself, like getting out on Instagram and stuff like that. I don't know. Do you show your face a lot? I didn't see on Instagram if you did or not.
I have a few recordings.
Good. Good. Keep
I
doing.
just went on TikTok,
Oh, well done.
and I have something I'm going to put on TikTok.
Well done.
But
Remember,
I need
remember that when you start going to do TikTok, don't think of oh my gosh, my family's going to see me and my children or whatever. Just think it's someone walking into your deli, someone walking into your storefront. And that changed how I could do my Instagram because I don't think of all the people that know me. I just think about someone's walked into my store. It worked.
All right, I'll
Mm,
try that.
yeah, works. But anyway, keep going.
Well, I started doing social media. Our worst year for inflation in the United States was 2022. That is when Putin invaded Ukraine.
Hmm.
Ukraine is the breadbasket of Europe. And
Yeah,
when
right.
Putin invaded Ukraine, wheat prices soared 34% per metric ton.
Yeah, right.
So, in our country, we believe that it was disruptions in the supply chains, COVID fears, the avian flu, and crazy weather conditions that drove our inflation up. So I pulled my shopping information out
Mm.
of my cookbook and I spent a year expanding it to create grocery shopping secrets, which has won 10 national awards. And when I did my Kindle campaign, it was #1 in the US,
Wow.
Australia, and
Wow.
France. So there are some copies of my book in
Oh
France.
my gosh, that's amazing. I really want to deep dive a little bit into the book a bit because you're obviously a wealth of knowledge. You've been doing this your whole life. And what happens in a busy, fast-paced AI world, people are forgetting or, yeah, basically forgetting that, we're humans. we're not robots. And going back to your basics, like you said, the perishables, choosing the right vegetables that aren't going to go to waste. And, the biggest thing that I really loved when I saw your bio that we talked about is cutting grocery costs. So I think I was saying this before is that in our fast-paced world, we're just wanting to get something really quickly and get something on the table, right? And
Yeah.
what it sounds like you've created, and I want to ask a little bit about the book, is having something there that they can refer to all the time to maybe do the shopping on the weekend, go back to doing that, to saving the money, to having healthy food and preparing meals. Can you talk into your book a little bit more about the thought process of creating that? Is it along those lines for families?
Yes. And so I believe that the book really focuses, it has information on everything you can buy in a
Yeah.
supermarket that's perishable,
Yes.
on what to look for to get the freshest. In
Perishable,
our,
do you mean just fruit and veg, or do you mean other things like bread,
no,
milk and stuff?
it, it doesn't cover bread, but it
Okay.
covers meats, cheese, meat, chicken, pork, fish, lamb, eggs, dairy, and cheese,
Fruit and veg?
so- and fruit and
Yeah.
veggies.
Hmm.
Our produce, the quality of it has really deteriorated
Yeah,
since
totally.
COVID, and I don't know if it
Mm.
has in your country, but for
Yeah.
example, cauliflower, um, when cauliflower starts getting brown spots on it, it's starting to deteriorate.
Hmm.
And I went grocery shopping, and all of the cauliflower had brown spots on it.
Really? And why would you think
And
that is?
well, I asked the clerk, I said, "Don't you have any cauliflower that doesn't have brown spots?" And she
Yeah.
said, "This is all we have. It just came off the truck." So
Really? Where's it coming from? Another
I
country?
know, I don't know, but I had to buy it.
Yeah.
And but my week got disrupted. My cooking schedule got disrupted, so I didn't make it for 5 days.
Mm.
So by the time I made it, the brown had already gone down into the interior and I lost
Yeah,
it.
crazy, isn't it? Well, like here in Australia, well, I'm in Perth, Western Australia, so we're like a city, but a country town. I love living here, and we have farmer markets really close to the edge of the city, so stuff is super, super fresh, and even in our grocery stores, it's still fresh. But I'm sure as time goes on and our country gets bigger, that it might end up happening a bit more, but at the moment, we're pretty lucky.
Yeah, well, yeah. And one
Mm.
thing that's important is to cook seasonally because seasonal produce
Yeah,
is going to be cheaper. So one way to really learn what's seasonal is to shop at your farmers markets because
yeah.
they will have what's seasonal.
Yeah, I love it. And I think about all my mums that I talk to and work with, and I think about myself when I was a young mum. You would think that you had more time back then, but I felt busier. So not that I still cooked fresh and stuff, but not as fresh as what we're talking about here, like seasonal and things like that. But I can see working with so many families, like I said, some mums are just working full time, 5 days a week, and they just think it's too hard to be able to do what we're talking about, but it actually isn't. It's actually, I find it easier to do a little bit of a recipe, um, a menu for the week, and then have all the stuff prepared. And you're not only saving money, you know exactly what you're doing when you're coming home from work. And I think, yeah, being organized like that, with not being too strict to put extra pressure on us, actually helps save time.
I think it does, and I think it
Mm.
saves money. And I think we talked about before that my research showed that your supermarkets come out with their ad on Monday online,
That's
and
right.
they
I
go,
wrote that down and I forgot about that. So it comes out on Monday, the sales and things like that.
yeah, and the sales start on Wednesday.
Hmm.
So rather, here I see a lot of people in the United States go to the supermarket and grab the flyer and then buy
Yes.
what's on sale. But if you're going online and seeing what's on sale and then planning your meals around that,
Mm.
then then I think you will save money. And
Oh, totally.
yeah, I think the other thing I think is really important to do is to keep your pantry and your
Clean.
fridge organized,
I
especially
love
your
it.
fridge.
I
It's
love it.
easier said than
I
done.
know. I laugh about this because I did clean mine out after we had our first interview, but I have a family of five and boyfriends and girlfriends in and out, so it's like hard. But the having the pantry and fridges clean is really important, but it gets really messy really quickly. Okay, so we got into talking about how important it is to have organized fridge and pantry.
Yes, and I think, your supermarket rotates the perishables in and out. So they're using the oldest first and they're
Okay.
selling it before it goes badly. So we want to do that in our fridge.
Okay.
We want to use our perishables up before they go badly. And
Yeah.
we talked about the pantry because and it's hard and it doesn't always happen in my
No.
house. But for example, if you need a can of tomatoes for a recipe and you have one hidden behind a
Yeah.
box of cereal and you put it on the list, then you're spending money you really don't
I
need to
know.
spend.
You've reminded me again. Where did I go? Went yesterday. I went the other day, and my youngest daughter was with me, and I went to get something. She goes, "That's in the pantry, you know." And I'm like, "Oh, yes, that's what I need. I need to clean it out." Because that's so the truth, isn't it? Is like, that's you add two, three, $4 per can. Yeah, it's money that can be in our banks.
Yes.
And I think
And
also, you go.
yeah, go ahead.
No, what I was also saying to the younger generation, my children, and not younger being people I work with, but it's really getting back to again, life is expensive and everyone's talking about the cost of living. And yes, I get that. But, when we were younger, it was mum went shopping once a week, meat and veg, no treats, no takeaway, maybe takeaway once a month. No one's getting their nails done, going out for breakfast, having all that, like all of that money adds up, and people don't understand that fast food. If they just added up per week and month how much they could save, then the cost of living wouldn't be as bad for them, and that's what having all of these $3 cans extra and stuff, you think, oh, $3, that's nothing. But you add them all up in your cupboard, could be $100 of tins that you didn't know
Yes.
were there.
Yes, and I think we talked about too that my research showed that if you're buying fruits and vegetables, meats, chicken, fish,
Mm.
dairy, that there's no tax. But if
Yeah.
you're buying snacks and drinks in
Yes, I've heard
Australia,
about
there's a
that.
10% tax
And no
on
one thinks
those
about
types of
that.
food.
Mm.
So if we're buying more fresh food and reducing that type of food, it will save 10%. And with inflation,
Mm.
10% is,
A
a
lot.
lot.
It is. Oh, I get it. I get it. Now, so we'll have everything, how people can contact you to get your books and everything like that in all the show notes. But where is the best way for people to find your books and things like that?
On Amazon, my cookbook and my grocery shopping secrets is on Amazon.
Right.
And I do have a ebook version of my grocery shopping secrets on Amazon, it's only, I think it's $7.99 and you can
Hmm.
download it on your smartphone. So if you want to
Oh, I
take me
like that.
shopping, you can.
I'm going to
And
take you shopping with me, Carol Ann, and I'm going to
okay.
laugh every time I do. You'll be so proud of myself doing my shopping and my pantry clean out.
And everything is on my website,
Yeah.
carolancates.com, and Grocery Shopping Secrets is also available in stores that sell books through Ingram.
Yeah, amazing. Well, thank you for all your time. We just had a bit of a laugh then because I've had to dash to the door that no one's answering the doorbell at my house. And I was saying that I've got to not get stressed about these things. So, less stress is best, isn't it? So being organized
Yes,
with our food and having Carol Ann and grocery shopping secrets, we'll have less stress with money and healthy food.
yes.
Thank you
All
so much
right.
for your time again.
Okay. All righty. Bye-bye,
Have a
Donna.
great day. Bye bye. Thank you. So if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave me a rating and review. I love reading all of your messages, so shoot me a DM over on Instagram. It is parentingcollective.au. I also offer a free 15-minute no obligation phone chat. If you'd like to book one, head over to my website www.parentingcollective.com.au and request one there. So try to remember to be kind to yourself and always know you're doing the best you can every day, no matter what your day is looking like. Until next time, much love.